Welcome to my channel, Stoic Mindset. Stoicism betrayal is a delicate, unsettling, and yet deeply intriguing topic. It's something that touches on our vulnerabilities, our relationships, and even our self-confidence. No one likes to imagine they might be deceived, but the reality is that the signs can often be right in front of us, hidden in gestures, behaviors, and of course, seemingly harmless words today on the Menta Alosa channel. We're diving into 5 phrases that at first glance might seem ordinary or even trivial, but when examined through a more discerning lens, can reveal much more than they initially appear to. These phrases carry nuances shaped by intent or subtle indicators of emotional distancing. Before we begin, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel right now. Here we explore topics that unravel the mysteries of human behavior and help us better understand our relationships. Don't forget to activate the notification bell so you never miss an update and can always stay one step ahead. Also, as we go through this video, I'd love to hear from you which phrase or situation caught your attention the most. Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you relate to any part of this, let's share experiences and learn together. First phrase, I've decided to start going to the gym at first glance. This statement might seem completely normal after all. Taking care of one's health is a positive thing. Right, but what if this decision comes out of nowhere, accompanied by an unusual focus on personal appearance, new habits that weren't there before, and a certain emotional distance? Imagine the scenario. Someone who has never shown interest in physical activities now suddenly wants to ramp their wardrobe, adopt a stricter diet, and spends extended periods away from home. Of course, this can represent a genuine positive change, but it's essential to notice if these actions are being shared with you. Is there transparency about their schedule or the people they're with during these moments? Or is there a sense of mystery in the air? The key is to pay attention to the context. Additionally, drastic changes in routine, like these, are often linked to a desire for reconnection on its own. This isn't an issue. However, when such changes come with a lack of engagement in the relationship, it might point to something deeper. For example, think about whether these adjustments are being framed as a new health and wellness journey, or if they seem to create barriers between the two of you. Body language and behavior can provide additional clues. Subtle signs like a lack of enthusiasm about including you in these new activities can be telling. The main takeaway here isn't to judge, but to be mindful of the context and the impact of these changes on your relationship. Second phrase, I need some time for myself. Having space in a relationship is healthy. After all, we all need moments to reconnect with ourselves. However, when this phrase appears without a clear reason or becomes a frequent excuse for creating distance, it's time to take notice. Sometimes this need for space can mask something deeper. It might translate into entire afternoons without clear explanations of where they've been, or vague justifications like, I need to think about life, or even evasiveness when you try to get closer. If these moments were previously shared between you, or served to strengthen your bond, but now seem to create a gap, it's worth taking a closer look. A valid question to ask is whether this need for space is being used to work through personal issues or as a barrier to avoid discussions or explanations. It's crucial to observe how this phrase is applied and the effect it has on your relationship. Dynamic, for instance, routine changes linked to seeking space might also come with more reserved attitudes or reduced meaningful interactions. Moreover, the behavior during and after these breaks is significant. Do things return to normal, or do these moments of separation become increasingly frequent? Analyzing these nuances can provide clearer insight into what's truly happening. Third phrase, oh, so-and-so helped me with that. Here we step into more subtle territory when someone is involved in something they'd rather keep hidden. A common strategy is to mention the person in question casually, as though they're merely a colleague or acquaintance. For instance, oh, so-and-so helped me fix an issue with my computer, or he's great at giving advice, can be subtle ways of normalizing that person's presence in the conversation, creating the impression that there's nothing to hide. The key here is to pay attention to how often this person's name comes up and the emotional tone used when mentioning them. Is there enthusiasm or an overly calculated attempt to sound indifferent? Small details can often reveal significant truths. Another important aspect to consider is whether these aforementions are paired with other signs such as mood swings or defensive behaviors when the subject is probed further repeatedly. Bringing up specific names might signal something worth investigating. For instance, observe if there's an effort to justify the closeness to this person, or if the frequency of these mentions starts to create discomfort when it comes to interpersonal interactions. Details speak volumes. A smile or a pause, when mentioned in this person, can sometimes convey more than the words themselves. The key is to stay observant, but always balance curiosity with empathy. Fourth phrase, you should spend more time with your friends. This phrase is intriguing because it's often disguised as care or concern, encouraging you to relax and enjoy yourself. Might seem positive, right? But what if this suggestion frequently coincides with their unavailability, or moments where they also seem distant? For example, they might say, "Honey, you've been so stressed. Why don't you go play soccer or hang out with the guys?" If this becomes a pattern and overlaps with situations where they also seem to avoid you, it could be a way to create space for other activities. Always consider the context in which this phrase arises and whether there are repeating patterns. Additionally, pay attention to whether this concern appears suddenly or aligns with broader behavioral changes. This could indicate an attempt to create alias for justifying time and space apart from their partner. Ask yourself, is this suggestion meant to foster connection or to create emotional and physical distance in the relationship? Furthermore, consider the feelings this phrase evokes. If instead of offering reassurance it leaves you feeling disconnected, this could hint at something deeper. Remember, consistent behavior. AV reveal more than isolated words. Fifth phrase, you need to trust me more. Trust is the foundation of any relationship. However, when this phrase is used as a defense to dodge questions or shift focus, it can raise a red flag. Often it's accompanied by a tone of indignation, as though it's unreasonable for you to question something. For instance, you ask a simple question about a different behavior, and the response is delivered with irritation. You need to trust me more. But here's the thing. Does this phrase come with transparency? Or is it merely a way to shut down the conversation? Context is always key to understanding what's truly happening. Moreover, this phrase is often paired with actions that, instead of building security, amplify doubts. When used as a shield, it might be an attempt to prevent you from delving deeper into certain behaviors or situations. Evaluate whether this phrase arises during moments of vulnerability or as a defense to avoid honest dialogue. It's also crucial to assess the overall behavioral pattern. Is this phrase used occasionally, or has it become a go-to response for deflecting meaningful conversations? The answer can shed light on the state of the relationship. While these phrases might not mean much on their own, when analyzed within the right context and combined with other behaviors, they can serve as important clues. The goal here isn't to create unfounded mistrust, but to encourage mature, attentive observation of the relationship. Did you enjoy this content? Then subscribe to the Be Masculine channel right now to keep receiving insights that can transform the way you understand relationships and human behavior. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I always knew, and I believe your participation makes all the difference. Activate the notification bell so you never miss a thing, and share this video with someone you think needs to hear it. A big hug, and see you in the